All right, hello. This is Alexander Wales. What are we doing today? We are working on the exclusions doc. I don't know the number of the stream. That's fine. Uh, Today we're going to be writing two new entries for the Worth the Candle exclusions doc. One is going to be the clay magic exclusion zone called Manifold, and the other one is going to be for dibbling, which appears in the text as one of the things that one of the characters, Raven, is capable of doing. I said that I would find the dibbling I made a post on dibbling. I said I'd find it, and then I don't think I did. I'm going to spend a couple minutes trying to find it, but we'll see. Unfortunately, Google search just is not very helpful for this. You would think that a word like dibbling, which gets like 100,000 results, that I'd be able to find the specific post that I made. Okay, can't find it. That's fine. So we're going to start with clay anyway. Exclusion date is 399 FE. That is not quite in the Empire of Common Cause. Alright, I am going to open my window a little bit. I had a bunch of dogs barking outside. Alright, I thought they had stopped, but maybe they haven't. Yeah, so dibbling is described in the story. Dibbling, the magic system, was originally... okay, I'm gonna spend one more time trying to find it. There's a magic building subreddit. But... I wrote a post there because I was like describing my process of like how I built a magic system, and I just took a random word, which is dibble, which means it's a little tool. It's like a pointed wooden stick for poking holes in the ground, which is called a dibbler. This is the Wikipedia page for it. Yeah, okay. But this was the prompt word, and the idea was that you like take an implement like this and you poke holes in the ground, and you call on the magic of the earth, and then you use that for protection of some kind. So yeah, it's similar to warding. But this is not what we're doing right now. We're doing... okay. We're doing the clay magic exclusion zone first, and we will get to dibbling if we have time. We'll see how I'm doing. It's a beautiful day in my neck of the woods, so I kind of don't want to... I kind of don't want to be inside, if that can be helped. Might grab my laptop and just go sit in my hammock and do some writing there. Manifold is not in person. It is major. I will double check that now. I will mute my computer as well. Copy that note. So that exclusion zone doc is That's Bacon Time's version, because Bacon Time did a map for me, and I gave the original that I wrote exclusions list ages ago. And so there's just some supplemental material. I would like as much as possible for the map Bacon Time did to match whatever's in the exclusion docs. So we'll see about that. Okay, so okay. So was the question I asked myself a lot. What is neat about this? In this case, I think all right, like I think that it'll be like self-replicating golems are not that interesting by themselves. I like the idea it's an oceanic zone. I like the idea that they would keep drilling down forever, or maybe have drilled down forever. Like that they're because of the lack of vertical limit on the zone, that they're like several miles down into a hole that they're slowly digging for themselves. I don't know. I think that this one has potential to be boring, which is not something you ever want for writing. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that it is a interesting version of this particular concept. I also like the idea of there being valuable stuff within the zone that you would want to go in, and you have to fight off these like waves of golems to do it. But I'm not sure about that. Let's see, pre-imperial times. was existed. It's not how you say that. Okay. I'm trying to think of a different, like a better word for clay magician. Like, my mom is a potter, but we like a potter is someone who makes pots, not someone who just works with clay. All right, we're gonna see if etymology can give us any clues. Clay seems like a very common Proto-Indo-European root meaning slime or glue. Feet of clay. Okay. All right. This is. I'm gonna go with conglutiner for now until I decide I don't like it. I feel like it's weird enough, but like it's got enough roots in it that you can see where it comes from, which appeals to me. Uh, 29 FE is like the almost the latest Utherian period. So this would be presumed to be kicked off by Uther in some way that this document is not going to connect. Remote controlled, yes. Remote controlled, but with fewer points of articulation and more difficulty in doing that, except for what's going to be in this paragraph. Can you use clay magic to build a mech suit? Yes, but like, okay, there's my favorite part of Iron Man 2 is when they show Hammer Industries is like making all of these mech suits that are like built off of Stark's prototypes, and they keep like killing pilots. It like the mech, it like over rotates and like snaps someone's spine, or like the arms just go back beyond how a human arm can articulate and like snap someone's arm at the shoulder or something like that. Iron Man 2, not a very good movie, in my opinion, but that particular scene was great. Because it's like a little bit of realism added into this obviously insane thing about mech suits. Um, mid-story Juniper. I'm trying to think of what mid-story Juniper even is. I would think a golem would stack up poorly. Like it's like a slow-moving, inarticulate thing. Its benefit is that it's made largely of inorganic materials, and you can't just like stab it in the heart or cut off its head. So it's one of those things where it depends on what the specifics of the fight are like. That's always how it is for any like who would win thing, unless there's a blatantly obvious answer. It's like what are their objectives that they're going after. June could mostly just run away, right? Like so. Gums. Um, I'll just explain it here because it's interesting, in my opinion. Any relation to the Borgroves? No. I honestly, I cannot remember what the backstory of the Borgroves was. I would need to look it up. Um, several seeds were taken to the Vervanium. Could they use a living tree as a remote? What does the tree do? Okay, what does the tree do under normal conditions? You like go into a forest and it thinks your thoughts back at you, or like thinks your thoughts back at other people. Obviously, like mind reading trees are have other uses, but I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about that too much because it's very easy to just say that the trees are dead now. That they were overfarmed or hit by a blight or deliberately destroyed by revolutionaries or whatever. So I'm not gonna worry about that. But that's like kind of the idea in my head that I'm going with right now. Forest of Whispers. Okay, there we go. Got that idea out. Okay, so this is like right at the end of Uther's time, so it's like a plot point being set up. Like army of golems or or something like that that ends up never getting used, or that maybe he dealt with, or something. But it's like a new Therian piece of thing. So then we have the collapse of the First Empire. I don't think there needs to be anything there. The First Inter-Imperium, and then the Second Empire. We will do one paragraph on that. Okay, just checking that I do in fact capitalize that. Style guides are great. Yeah, competition with necromancy. I mean, like the Second Empire especially is just a bottomless pit for labor. In part because there are so many grand like schemes that they're embarking on, and that they like see that as a way to grow and stuff. As well as a general desire to like weed out like weed out the lower classes, or to see the lower classes as being expendable. The Second Empire added again. Yeah. I mean, it's canon that the Second Empire's quote responsible unquote for the for a large number of exclusions. The wood chip, yes, I love puns. I love puns, and you can't like. Worth Candle's supposed to have a lot of puns. They're diegetic puns. In 261 FE, a new process. Check my timeline real quick. It bugs me that I don't have formation of the Third Empire on here, or formation of the Empire of Common Cause. The reason I don't have it on there is because it's supposed to be like a slow thing that happened by steps, but I wish I had put just like a date to mark it. That would have been helpful to future me. But I didn't do that. What was the process that allowed copy pasting code? Undefined, I guess. Like the actual, so it does matter to some extent within the like text of the exclusion, because the idea is that you have this zone of self-replicating golems, and how do they sustain self-replication if they need all the materials necessary to create another golem and these internal chips and a way to copy over instructions from one to the other. So it matters in that sense, in that the like worker golems need self creation and stuff, but I think just undefined. During the remainder of the era of the Second Empire, concentrated in the hands of a small cabal. gonna see if I can find the island. Oh, yeah, maybe Tamriel. Okay. Let's actually try to correct Tamriel. Okay. Finish that later. Just moving on. Okay. I think. So I'm just trying to think of physics. Of like how it works to remove the area under an island. I guess it does reduce it down. And what am I calling this? MA? That's easy. No, golems do not improve themselves. Well, much of the island no longer remains. The golems are tunneling down into bedrock. I'm going to say into bedrock. Um, Oh. The golems don't need to be fired. I'm leaving that stuff vague because there's stuff that you can do with it. You can have like the golems made out of like different materials, so they're not like strictly clay. Or you can have like varying golems made out of different materials, like a salt golem has different properties than like a bedrock golem, but I'm gonna leave that vague, I think. Okay, I think that this is fine for now. I had a to-do in here somewhere. Right. Altar door, sure. They do not need to be fired. Like, I don't know. No, they don't need to be fired. Okay, we are going to find dibbling. Okay. And that is all that there is for dibbling. Formerly of Incan Ardor. Okay. Change that to red. Again, all this stuff is first pass. Late Second Empire exclusion, so that's let's call this 311. Okay, apparently I've used that. You know what? I'm totally fine with these being the same year. Dibbling is major. Copy that over. He's still planning to make one of the exclusions thought to be in person, not actually in person, and vice versa. Yes. Okay. I do need to find that page then. This will take me a second if I can find it at all. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm just trying to find the specific post. No, here it is. Okay. Okay. Actually, no, I need to double check what this is. No, I think this is the wrong one. Okay. Oh. Here we go. Yes, this is exactly it. I don't know why Google had such a hard time finding us. You know what? It's probably because I did Dibbler. Yeah, that's for cord calling. I don't think I need this, but I'm tempted to. Okay. Is cord calling one of my exclusions? No, it's not. So we're gonna junk that. Okay. Jesus, from 7 years ago. Okay. And I'm finally gonna use it for something. Okay, check whether... These nuts. All right. Oh, D's nuts. Okay. My wife always says that it's a great thing that I find myself so funny. So dibbling is high-powered, short-term wards created by drawing on Earth energy, which has interesting, like, there are interesting implications of that. Like, a wizard is not as good if there's a hard floor they can't pierce, or a wizard is much less useful on, like, the second floor of a house. In terms of, like, what this exclusion... I think it's going to be, like, hyper-energetic Earth. I think that's... Okay. All right, I gotta, like, check my formatting and stuff. This should be... Oops. This should be maze. I'll find it. I'll find it eventually. Lower right side. Okay, thank you. Located within the circular river. I am going to steal some of this text directly. I don't like to normally do that. But in this case, it's already here. This is a post that maybe 20 people have ever seen. So the words for other large ones, created by making multiple precise points over a large area, or smaller ones that were useful in combat, created by tapping quickly at the ground in specific patterns. Change this all to past tense. Words were useful for preventing physical intrusion. Alright, yeah, I do need to make a D's nuts pun. It's got to be done. This is going to be one of the 2 entries with Raven's notes. Like, I just put that in square brackets. Raven complaining. It's not at all similar to wording. We're at 1 hour and 11 minus 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I should be able to finish this one, unless I just get really burnt in the middle of it. Hoping that doesn't happen. Okay, well, yeah, the other is groove casting. Both of those will have a note from Raven, and maybe a third one. I don't know. I'll have to look through and see. I like the idea, because the brief history or brief description world building doc had a few of those notes. They were generally good. I like the idea of there being more character voices in there. But we'll see. They're like a nice little treat to break up the dry descriptive narration. The other thing that could break that up would be like short narrative snippets, and I've been thinking about that because it would be interesting to have like accounts from within the zone and stuff like that. But this is already going to be at least, I didn't do word count. There's already going to be at least 40,000 words. It's probably going to be closer to 80,000 if I keep going like this. I need to make a list, and I did it for this, but I need to make a list of what's major and minor, so that I can work out, because the number of major and minor exclusions is given in worth candle. What is this? 311. And this is dibbling. Yeah, I think it would help break the doc up instead of being just like strictly world building if there's like a 500 word short story every once in a while. But I don't want to add a ton of work onto this thing, which is already a lot of work for something that I don't expect to be super popular. Like the upside of writing this doc is relatively small, but it was promised for Patreon, and I do like fulfilling my promises. Okay. Do you actually do the things? I probably will. I probably will include a D's nut spun of some kind. I will not directly copy paste the what you put in chat, but I think a D's nuts pun would be great. Especially great if there's like a note from Raven. Oh, circling around a yew tree. I did for a while, and then the tree died. I've had I had like a little bonsai tree. But no, my yew tree died. I need to get a new one. Okay. I don't think this is actually going to make the cut. Okay. Where was I? check ink and ardor. And because I have two exclusions in 311 FE, we'll probably have a third. It'd be like the year of 3 exclusions. It's the kind of stuff I like. Not necessarily because like that's a necessary thing, but it's a fun detail that I hopefully will keep in mind. Okay, what do we... This will be a relatively short entry. That is a-okay by me. Okay, in 311. In 311. Within the zone, energy is rapidly drawn from the Earth. Here, we're just going to put the year. Within the zone, energy is rapidly drawn. So as dibbling normally requires. Moved outside, moved to outside. I think that's right. Moved. All right, and here's another cool thing that about this specific entry. Okay, so that's fine for history. But the cool thing about this entry is that we can say like, oh, it's a mystery, like we don't know, but then we can have Raven know, because there's going to be a few of these where it's like no one actually like figures out exactly what caused the exclusion, right? Like that's a fairly normal thing, especially because exclusions often kill a bunch of people when they happen. So you can have it where like no one, like there will be a number of entries through here where like no one knows what caused the problem or whatever, and once a wizard did it, whatever. That I think is fine, and I think it's fine for there to be that mystery. But for this one, then we get the note at the end where it gets more explanation, because we have Raven, who was a dibbler, who had access to the infinite library, who would presumably know everything that there is to know about this particular exclusion. Does dibbling do anything notable aside from words? Yes. Um, I mean, okay, its wards are metaphorical. So so here I can actually just include. So I'll include that in Raven's note. I do like the idea that Raven is like complaining about an official source, even though I think when this releases, it'll be titled the exclusionary principle. Ninth edition, but it won't actually be. The actual text of such a thing would look a lot different because there's a bunch of boring stuff you'd include. Sorry, just checking my messages. Okay. The repeated explosions within the area vary. Build up and release. Retconning anything. What do you mean retconning in this context? Like you vote for Uther to never get anything wrong, or you vote for incidentally or retconning anything within this document? Because like in this case, he's not going to have gotten it wrong. This is like an actual. The idea behind dibbling is that it's so with warding. There's like a specific magical spectra or whatever. For dibbling, it's different in that it's you're warding against like human categories. I could go back into the chapters. No, the list will be fine in this instance. So dibbling acts on reflections of human interaction with the base subject, rather than some sort of rigid definition, which is largely what wording works on. That's like going to be one of the differences between the two, which is only going to be found within this document, not the main text. And it is fine for this document to be a slightly lower level of canonicity than the main text, especially because there's stuff that can be potentially wrong within here. Okay. Wow, 1:39. Okay. Got like 2 hours before I need to pick my son up. I might end here and then think about what this note is going to be, and then just finish this up next time. I'm also flagging a little bit, so I think I'm going to call the stream here. I'm going to finish this one up, and then I'll next time. We'll include the D's nuts joke. That's good. But yeah, I can feel myself going much slower, which means I'm running out of some kind of brain chemicals that are responsible for writing. I'm going to real quick figure out what I'm doing next time, because that does help a lot to know. Cannot turn that red because I did not finish it. We're going to do demiplanar exclusion zone. And, yeah, okay. So I think that's minor. Just make that other. Yeah, so I need to figure out what the other 311 exclusion is going to be. No, so there's the 311s are the ones that occur on 311 FE. So what do you mean that would be fourth? Because there's Fountain of Everblood, Degenerate Earth. It's 2. Demiplanar doesn't have a listed date yet. Close that. Don't need it. No, the fact that I am having a hard time figuring out which one this is a sign that my brain is kind of shot. You know what? I think it's going to be Blue Fields. I think Blue Fields will be our other. No, I don't think it can be a 311. I think that's 2. I do kind of wish that Blue Fields had been in the story. The original plan. The original plan was to have the counterparty. Yeah, I guess it was going to be there were 2 places where I was going to use Blue Fields. I guess it gets used there a little bit, but yeah, we're going to do Blue Fields next time. And I will worry about when that is, and I believe Blue Fields is minor. See if Bacon Time has anything to say on the matter. Oh, Blue Fields right there. Oh, major because it's of the irradiation. Duh. I was like, really? It's only dangerous if there's a nuke going off. No, there's radiation. So, yeah, blue fields. S. BFEZ. Blue fields, demiplanar, and the rest of this. I just need to go for a walk, recharge and stuff, and then work on dungeons some more, and then I'll finish the dibbling exclusion zone. This is so dumb. It is so dumb. Okay. Alright, that's the stream for today. I'm going to end it there just because I'm a little bit fried. And I will, same time, same place tomorrow, probably 11 o'clock-ish. Around that time, I usually like to eat an early lunch first and then like have some caffeine. Alright, see you tomorrow.